Hey friends, I have another neat thing that you can do to your hot chocolate to make it extra special that I'm gonna show you today. So, you need hot chocolate mix, right? I have this from our friends at Whole Foods and it is delicious all by itself, but we are gonna use one other ingredient today in our cocoa to make it extra special and extra yummy. So I'm gonna give you some clues and you see if you can guess what we're going to put in our hot chocolate. So the first clue is it's white. Next clue is it's soft. Next clue is wet. And the final clue is it's cold. Do you have any ideas of food that is white and wet and soft and cold? Did you think of marshmallows at first when I said something to put in cocoa? Marshmallows are white and they are soft, but are they cold? Are they wet? No, so it's not marshmallows. Did you have any other ideas? Well, I will tell you, it is actually Cool Whip, or whipped cream you may call it. So that is what we're going to use today. And I gave you those 4 clues because later I'm gonna read a book and the characters in the book don't know what snow looks like. They only know that it's white and soft and wet and cold. And so anytime they find something that's white, wet, soft, or cold, they think, is this snow? It's a cute, funny little book. But anyways, we'll do that later. For now, I am gonna show you how to turn this Cool Whip into something really neat for your hot chocolate. So what you need to do to make these little Cool Whip islands that will float in your hot chocolate is a baking sheet with parchment paper, something to spread with, and then a thawed out tub of Cool Whip. Now, all I'm gonna do for this first step is get the Cool Whip on my baking sheet. Now, I am gonna spread it out where it's not too thick in one spot or too thin in another, because I am gonna freeze this and then I'm gonna cut pieces to put in my hot chocolate. All right, now this goes back in the freezer. Now that the Cool Whip has refrozen, it is time to cut out shapes to put in my hot chocolate. So for this, you need cookie cutters and a spatula. If you don't have cookie cutters, you could use a cup just to cut out a circle. It would still be neat to put that in your cocoa and let it slowly melt while you drink. Would still be good that way. So I have a little star-shaped cookie cutter here. So I'm going to show you how this works. You are going to simply cut out and then use a good spatula to get that guy out of there. And then now it's ready to go into hot chocolate. So let me go ahead and show you this while my cocoa is warm. And it goes. Ooh, and see, it's gonna slowly melt while I sip my cocoa. Make it extra creamy and delicious. Isn't that neat? Our story today is Waiting for Winter by Sebastian Meschenmoser, published by Kane Miller. Winter is almost here, said Deer. I think it's going to snow. Snow? Asked Squirrel. Snow, answered Deer. White and wet and cold and soft. Can you see the squirrel? Squirrel hasn't seen it snow. He usually stays inside in winter, but not this year. This year, Squirrel is going to see it snow. Any minute now. I think he's getting impatient. Waiting for snow is boring, but what if Squirrel falls asleep? He might miss it. Exercise, thinks Squirrel. Fresh air and exercise. Ooh, he's going all over the place. Trying to exercise hard. Look at that. See him running around? What is that noise? Oh, it's Squirrel. Hedgehog hasn't seen it snow either. But now that he's awake, he'd like to. You'll have to stay awake, Hedgehog. Uh-oh, wake up! Hedgehog doesn't think exercise and fresh air will work for him. Squirrel has an idea. What about singing? Sea shanties. Still singing. Uh-oh. Bear has had it. No winter, no snow, then no peace for Bear. Bear will have to help Squirrel and Hedgehog watch for snow. White and wet and cold and soft. That's what Deer said. But what if the first snowflake has already fallen? What if it's lying around somewhere? What if it's already winter? What is Bear doing? Hedgehog found it. White and wet and cold is the very first snowflake. Winter will be wonderful when it snows properly. What has he got? Is that a snowflake? This is what he's imagining. The first snowflake! Squirrel has it! It's white and cold And inside it's a little wet. Winter will be wonderful. Bear is speechless because what they have found is white and wet and cold, but not soft at all. It's a good thing he has found it. The very first snowflake. Winter will be wonderful. But the snow is a little smelly. It's a sock, if you can't tell. They're all looking at it. What happened? Oh my goodness. Can you see all that? Ooh. I think it's finally snowing. And now they get to play in it. Oh. I think they got tired, because what are they doing now? The end. That is such a cute story. Have you ever seen it snow? Ooh, sometimes in Arkansas it snows and sometimes it really doesn't. We never know for sure what we're gonna get. But if you wanna learn more about snow and about typical winter weather, I have some nonfiction books to recommend. There is A Wonderful Winter by Bruce Goldstone. Oh, it talks about what winter even is and why it is. And then it talks about how does winter feel and how does winter smell. And it has plants and animals of winter in there too. And then another good one is Hello Winter by Shelley Rotner. And it's good, it's got a little less text. That means there's not as many words. But it talks about what you do in winter. You gotta put your coats on, right? And there's fun things to do. So that's another good one I would recommend. That's all the time I have for today, so I'll see you next time.